Brawler. I love brawlers. Nice big nasty 650 brawler. Mechanical secondaries. Do not get the vacuum secondaries unless you prefer those. I like all my secondaries mechanical. So when you nail it, you ain't gotta wait or wonder if it's kicking down on that passing gear or not. Super motivated on this car because I busted my, you know what, A to the double S on this thing and challenged myself. If you guys watch 1 through 3, and this will be number 4, and see how we started. If you're just tuning into this one, check out 1 and 2 and 3, and it'll show you where I started with this thing. Straight roller. Motor and trans came out of a 71 Charger that I had around here that was roasted. My buddy said, "You want to take the challenge?" And I said, "Hail to the double S." And then after I took the challenge, I was like, what the hell did I just do to myself? We'll see. It may not even drive. Who knows? So in order to use a HOLLEY, well, a brawler, which is like a HOLLEY, on an original cast iron 340 intake manifold, an Edelbrock will fit all day. But a HOLLEY is, the base is wide, so it will not fit. But we did all the, my boy Brian up at Advanced Auto, I told you he's really good. Got me a Mr. Gasket 2-in-1 carburetor adapter kit, number 6009. I'll put it in the description box below. If you guys need to figure out cast iron, which this is going to be in aluminum here, so this will be eliminated soon, but I told my buddy I'm not doing that right now. I said, let's just get this one running. Let's see how she does, and then we could change it over to the cast iron. I'm sorry, the aluminum, and then it'll eliminate this base plate. But I was like, nah, we ain't doing that now. We're this close. All right, so we got it on. I don't want to tighten it down because I think I got to loosen it back up to get the bracket that I'm using. We're using a Lokar kickdown cable and a new throttle cable, and the bracket goes right underneath the screw if I remember right. 3 things I wanted to show you. It's the Lokar kickdown cable for a Mopar, the, let's see, throttle cable, and the bracket you're gonna have to order to make it all work on the carburetor. I haven't found a whole kit together where it's got all in one. I have to order them separate, so that's why it came in 3 parts. But I'll give you the part numbers if you guys want to try it for Mopar. This is the second one I've done. The first one came out flawlessly on my Super B using a HOLLEY brawler, same thing. Big block, it was a big block compared to this one, it was a small block. But anyway, kickdown cable we got, or throttle cable, I'm sorry, from JEGS. And it's part number 157018. This is the special Lokar bracket that you need to hook up onto the carb to make it all work. This is SRK 4000. Carb bracket with stainless springs and stainless finish. And then we got the JEGS transmission kickdown cable for Chrysler Mopar, and that is part number 157015. And if I remember, I'll put it in the description box below if I remember. All right, so let's get that all hooked up and let's see how it works. I love when I get all this together for you guys, and the camera wasn't recording the whole time. But anyway, put the Lokar throttle cable on, real easy. I never have any problem with these. Oh, I didn't even know that was a little adjustment there. Anyway, just cut the cable, just go follow the instructions. It's nothing hard, just take your time. and just leave everything long. You don't want to start cutting everything and then it comes out too short. So I left this, the instructions say 2 inches longer on the steel braided line. And then I did do that. I left it about 2 inches longer, and of course it was way long. It was looping way up here and back down to the firewall. So I took another 2 inches out of that. I just make sure you pull your cable out all the way and then put your cable all the way back in so you don't cut it. And then leave it real long when you're doing all your final adjustments on this little linkage right here. Just take your time, easy day. They make it pretty simple. It looks kind of a little overwhelming in the package, but just look at the instructions and you guys will be fine. I got faith in you. Anyway, I'll give you an example. And it's buried right there. So she should do good, man. I just noticed this. I don't even remember doing this on my Super Bee. Maybe I did. So right here, there's a little Allen screw, and that, if you go ahead and take that all the way down to the base of the carburetor, it stops the bracket from kicking in when you hit the throttle or bury it. So we'll see if that don't break something. I try to get my fuel pedal all the way to the floor, because you know when you're all geeked up and you're trying to burn tires, you don't think about, oh, I'm just gonna mash it, and how much strain it puts on these cables. So I try to get it maxed out all the way down to the floor. So we'll see what happens with that. Tried my best. Eventually that stuff will start kind of moving around and bend into where it will be maxed out and everything will jive together, hopefully. So tomorrow we'll do kick down cable, we'll do fuel tank. I'll finish that if Larry don't show up tomorrow. That's okay. Put a little fuel in her, and I think the only thing I'm kind of a little bit wondering about is all these fittings. I got all these brass fittings, and hopefully they will not leak. I thread taped them all, but every time you run fuel, man, you always find more leaks. So, all right, guys, I'm calling it a day. I'll see you tomorrow. Later. All right, guys, I'm gonna do this again here. So here's what we got so far. I don't know if you could see the little wire, little cable going to the kick down lever. All right. These are really not that bad. You just have to be careful when you do these to not bury this lever. So when it's full throttle, let me turn this camera. When it's full throttle on your carb linkage, it needs to be just to the end on here. What people do is they get them over tight and then they'll push the pedal down, and it'll just bury this lever, and you can mess something up in there, a little valve in there or something like that from what I was told. So just get it to where you need it, then open it up, go back, adjust the cable out a little bit better. Like I said, this is the JEGS, the no instructions, cable's a little cheaper. You go online, just kind of get a few pictures to get you an idea of how it goes, which side goes to what, where the bolts go. Because on this one, the bracket bolts to the back of the transmission right here. And then the cable goes up and over and all the way up to the carb. So this is the second one I've done in my life. The first one was a little bit nerve-wracking. This one is not as bad, but it's been a while since I did it, so it's just taking me a little bit to remember. The internet, the YouTube is awesome. The internet's so great for doing stuff like this to get pictures, because remember, JEGS, that's the only thing. It was a little bit cheaper going through JEGS, but they don't give you the instructions like Lokar does. You know, Lokar gives you a nice little paper, shows you all the pictures. But I have old school hot rod buddies, and I really like, if I get into a bind, I'm on the phone, guys that have been doing this for a minute. You know, I'm a hot rodder, you guys know that, but these guys have like been doing it since like the 70s and the 80s, and they really know the ins and outs of, if you do this, Brad, this is what's going to happen. So they always give me the justification of what happens if I do it wrong. But anyway, that's it. We're going to go take it back up to the carb, start doing the linkage on the carb, then we'll set it, and we'll move on to the tank. All right, so we got the kickdown cable on. We're working on doing the throttle cable. And just like I said, do not bury that kickdown cable lever. So you're gonna have to get down and dirty since you're a one-man show. If you're a one-man show like me, you want to open it up all the way and give and feel down on the lever, which I could grab right here with my hand, and just make sure that it's just full all the way to the fullest it could be without completely getting buried. And you're gonna have to do the same thing with the throttle. As soon as you get the throttle on, make sure it's all the way down the throttle and it opens this thing up all the way. And then when you let it go, it pulls back. So right there, I feel pretty comfortable. I could probably even take maybe like 1/8 out of it. But remember, over time, it's gonna loosen a little bit as things start settling in. So all the way open. I feel like I got 1/8 of a play on this throttle kickdown lever, and I'm almost feeling pretty comfortable with that. So that's how I set them. That's how I did it last time, and it worked out pretty good for me. Had really no issues with it. When you test it, you will know. And then give it a little bit of a turn on that little stud with the Allen key. And I'm going to leave a little slack on this cable right now just in case I got to adjust. I'm not going to cut nothing. And then I'll go ahead and do this side as soon as this little thing here sets up. I had to make, that was one thing I think I was telling you, I had to make this little brass piece because that little plastic thing that JEGS gave with this kit, it broke as soon as I tried putting it in the hole. So then I made this, and I'm just waiting on this to set up a little bit better. I put a little silicone in there just so this, it's basically a coupling so this don't fray anymore, and kind of holds it in place. And then we'll do the whole thing for you, and that'll be the end of that, and then we can move on to the tank. All right, guys, we're going for the tank right now, and we're just about done. The hardest thing about these tanks, if you know Mopars, they got those 4 vent tubes. The vent tubes go to some vent box that's underneath the fender or the quarter panel behind the tire, up in like the wheel well area. And there's 4 tubes that come out of it. Actually, there may be 5. One goes to a return line that we never use on Mopar. But anyway, the other 4 go right into the tank. And the easiest way, if you guys are doing this at home, I mean, I know I got the lift and all, but believe me, even if I was on my back, and I can't say I've ever done these tanks on my back, but I want to say I've done tanks on my back before, just like everybody else. But what I do is I jack it up into place and just kind of let it hang, and then I will, if you could see the 4 vent tubes right there. And then they go in, and you just do one at a time. Then I'm gonna pull this jack down a little bit, get my straps underneath the tank if I can. And then from there, it's pretty easy. You know, you guys, your fuel line, your fuel sending unit wire, and really, that's about it. Then put fuel in it and see if, you know, your fuel sending unit, what is that, your gasket, the rubber gasket, hopefully that don't leak. Sometimes I don't see them right at the first time, but we'll see. All right, rambled on enough. That's the gist of it. You could watch me struggle. Here we go. Nah, I love it.
acting like a wild man.
Another quick trick. When you guys take down your old tanks, just go ahead and buy these strap bolts. They break every time. It's not even worth it. Unless you could get them down whole and clean them real good on wire wheel, and then you could just finagle that little nut up onto them. But with these being brand new, they went right up. You're barely struggling holding the tank up. Now I could have got my jack and probably did it, but I was hoping for the best, and with the new bolts, no problem. So there you go, guys, that's her. All my lines are all hooked up. All I gotta do is put my plate on, get my fuel line hooked up, and we should be golden. 7:30 at night, and I gotta see if this thing will drive. I can't take it anymore. It's been, what, 2 months, 3 months? This is part 4. This is running and driving. Well, just around the shop. I'm not going out on the road yet, but I gotta see. I wanna see how many leaks are gonna be in this thing, and I'm just motivated. I took this challenge, putting this 340 in. I mean, you guys seen it in part 1. I had a roller and a wiring harness hanging out. That's it. I got about 2 gallons, I think, in here. That's all I'm gonna dump in. I'm not gonna, in case I do get a leak. I wanna see if that fuel pump will pull fuel. I wanna see if that 4-barrel brawler kicks in good. I might go fill the float bowls up too. Let's make sure we see what she does here. She's in park. Get ready to turn the key off. Brakes are still hard. Well, not hard, but like they're working. Hopefully we're pulling fuel. I gotta look at them little windows. Man, she sounds so good. All right, let me just check. Man, that carb I can feel feels so good. I ain't pulling no fuel yet. Nah. I may have to, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I don't see any leaks so far. It's when it gets up into this crazy brass contraption we got going is when I'm I'm concerned. Come off easy, I think it, man, I don't know. Maybe I'll dump a little more fuel down there. Full fuel now, 6 pounds. I got 1 leak. What are we leaking at? All right. turn her off. She ain't playing. All right, I'm trying to be gentle on her. Not crank her down. All right, let's try again, guys. Let's see how we do here. All right. All right, so let's see if she goes into gear. Man, she's snappy too. Reminds me of my Super Bee. All right, that was reverse. I'm not popping out of the carb here. All right. Well, I guess I dumped all the training fluid I had in here. Probably used it on my car, my Pontiac. So back up to the store we go. We're so close. Man, I know I keep saying it, but we are. I dumped about 4 more quarts of tranny fluid in her. And you know what? That was my fault because this whole time I had tranny fluid in her, but I think I dumped 4 quarts. And I could never put it in gear because I didn't have the drive shaft in. Ah, bonus. Yes. Loose. Leaked about a half a quart of oil out of it. Come on. Come on, baby. Yeah. Just want to make sure she ain't leaking all my oil out again. Nah. Let me check my tranny fluid in neutral. That's out of me. Oh my gosh, guys. Can you believe it? So snappy too. Got a couple drops, but I think that's just the old oil that was on the header. That filter is just right above the header, man. So anytime, if you don't put a rag over it, good luck. I'm just gonna be gentle on her too. I'm not gonna get crazy. Oh man, she sounds so bad. I'm hearing all the weird sounds coming out of her because she's like creaking like an old house. Oh yeah, she's shifting. Brakes feel okay. Stop okay. Gonna take this back road right here. I think my temperature gauge is working. I hope it's staying nice and cool. I never really felt like I had any cooling problem with this thing. I'm still running 60 oil pressure. I feel good with that. I know it's about to pour down rain. I was trying to get this footage in for you guys. Yeah, it's about to rain. I do not want to get water down inside of this motor running no hood. Hell yeah! Hell yeah, bro! First drive, my other camera already went out, so we're gonna use the widescreen Hero 10. The audio sucks on that camera though, so I'm not gonna talk a lot, but we're just up here getting an air cleaner. You see my boy Brian, he's helped me out so much throughout this build in this 71 Road Runner 340. Engine, it was a challenge, we did it, and I'm just so thrilled, man. It's so awesome to drive this thing. It's bad to the bone. Even though
wasn't true. Holding on too long on unresolved questions holds you down. What could have been a friendly smile has turned into a frown. I'm moving on and on and on. I'm moving on and on and on. I'm driving in my car, the road is long and full of dust. The landscape changes around me, on and on, I feel I must. Whatever happened to me, happened for my highest good. I read that in so many books, now it's almost understood. I'm moving on and on and on. I'm moving on and on and on. Seagulls fly around the beach house that I rented for a while. You can try to find my number or my FBI file. A little blow by them. Sweet is my location, sweet as well my destination. If you're looking to begin, then look no further than within. I'm satisfied with what I've got and still eager for more. The change that you've been looking for will come knock on your door. On and on, on and on, on and on, on and on. I'm moving on and on. I'm moving on and on.
We did it, guys. Part 4. Pulled out an old 340 engine out of an old ratty 71 Challenge. No, it was a 71 Charger. Hasn't ran in 30-something years. You've seen that in one of those videos I posted. We got it in this old ratty 71 Road Runner. Man, it was such a blast to drive. Just, I mean, it wasn't even that far, just around the block, but you could just tell she wants to get down, man. That's why I love Mopar. That's why Mopar just kind of stole my heart. Even though I love all of them, it's just something about it. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. But we did it. I'm so grateful. Such a challenge too, that to take a roller car with a wiring harness, half of a wiring harness just hanging out of the firewall, and get it to ripping down the street. I mean, if that isn't like a mission accomplishment and to feel great about what you do, I don't know what is, in my opinion. And that's what gets me going around here. So I like to say thank you to Larry, who's obviously he owns this car. It's not mine. I wish it was mine. For just giving me opportunity. Sometimes I felt like I was cursing him through the phone, but you know, that's just all part of the game, and that's all part of the challenges. And he gave me opportunity, he trusted me, and we made it happen. So I'm just grateful for that. I'd like to say thanks to my boy Brian down at Advanced Auto. I went down there with some crazy ideas and things that I needed done, and that guy, man, he makes it happen every time. And it's just hard to get guys like that work at those little parts places, especially nowadays, man. And when you find somebody good, you hope they hang on for years to come, you know. And I'd like to thank my son Jaden for, you know, what help he was getting this thing going. And he's always loving on these old Mopar as well. He always keeps saying, don't you wish that was yours, Dad? Don't you wish that was yours? And I'm like, yes, son, I do. But, and I'd like to thank you guys for, you know, following me, giving me great comments and tips. I read all the comments, and some of the stuff I do put in my toolbox, and you know, I'm just grateful that you guys like what I do, and you guys follow me. You know, I'm blessed. You know, that's why I got the hat, because I truly am. I get to do what I love to do, and it's just, I'm grateful every day. So if you guys like what I do, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'm not going to keep ingraining that. If you guys want to subscribe, you subscribe. You know, that's I don't want to keep just telling you all the time. So, but other than that, man, I got goosebumps driving this thing, man. I don't know what else to say. But let them rip, not rock. Keep on saving them. Don't send them to the crusher. You guys know all that stuff. And there's still life in these things, man. Believe me. And if you ever had the opportunity to save one, man, there's no feeling like it. Till next time, we're out.